We'll get right into it. Why did you open this place?
I have no idea. Honestly, I have, like, it was one of those things where things compounded upon each other, and the next thing you know, you're going in a particular direction, you're excited about it, but you didn't really give it great thought. Yeah. You know, and great thought, I mean, I get it. A lot of times people say, if you think about things too much, you'll probably never do them, and the whole idea about trying a million things and whatever the case is. But like one of those things where you look back and you're like, wow, why did I do that? Like, how did I do that? You know, I was a blue belt when I decided I wanted to have a, and the only reason way I can get away with it was because it was a NoGi. You know, I figured that, you know, well, I mean, all the gi schools have either, you know, by this point, brown belts teaching. Weren't a lot of black belts at that time. And so, and I remember a time when it was just blue belts. And so this is a new era of NoGi with blue belts. And so I said, okay, cool, I'm going to do this. It actually started because we were just looking for a place so we can practice. And
Well, I want to touch on that. Who's we?
well, okay. So for a couple years, I taught grappling at York University.
Right. So you met Carlos and C there.
I met Carlos and C and Briars, you know, Alex Kendall, you know, and Max Lee and Stefano passed through back in those days.
Even at York or here?
At York.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding.
Andrew McCall
Yeah.
came a few times. The guy was crazy flexible back in those days. And before that, I was training with Cesar. Yeah. Cesar ran a NoGi thing just upstairs, right across the street.
Right.
Even when I opened this, I went to Cesar and I said, Cesar, man, like this place is right across the street for you. He goes, hey, I don't own this place, Ian, man. You know, that was because, you know, because I was looking for a place and I couldn't find a place, and I got this place at a steal. I was like, what am I going to do? Cesar teacher's right there. And so I said, your best thing to do is ask him about it. And he was pretty like, I don't own, like he was extreme. I don't own this place. I don't really care what you do here.
Oh, no kidding. So he's really cool about it. Like, no, there was no animosity. So
No animosity. At least he didn't show it, right? But
eventually, he did go to Davisville at some point at T Camp too.
yeah, so that was like, I think it was like 2 months later, or a month later, maybe, I can't remember. But he was over at Christie and St. Clair in this place. It was like a back behind of an old bank. And I remember me and Carlos went there and he gave us these dirty geese. The first time I ever put a gi on. Okay. He gave us these dirty geese to put on. I was like, yeah, okay. But anyways, so I was at York. And I tried to get Cesar to come to York and teach. He didn't really want to. He goes, you can do it. I was like, really? And so I went to York, did some grappling there. And then, so I went in September when the program was supposed to start. So we did a couple years before. A few years before, 2 or 3 years.
Timeline-wise, when was this?
Pretty sure it was 8, 9, and 10. And we got some guys coming out. Carlos loved jiu-jitsu. Like, I couldn't understand it, right? I'd take him aside. What's wrong with you? You know? Because he really, like, you know, I used to come downstairs to open the door. They gave us the key. And I sometimes would be like 25 minutes, half an hour early. And there's Carlos sitting outside the door.
Just waiting.
Just waiting. Like, yeah. And so anyways, so when I went to one September after we'd done it for a couple of years, and the girl that was there, apparently she was really incompetent, but you know, that's just another story for another day. She goes, oh, Ian, hey. I'm like, yeah, what's up? This is the day, right? You're supposed to go and start, right? Because I've done this a couple of years before. And, you know, you come in and you get the key, they tell you the date. Just, yeah, we replaced your program.
Oh, what the?
She goes, because I guess she slipped her mind.
Yeah.
Mind you, I get it. Some things have slipped my mind, too.
But, like, no, we just, you don't,
right?
You don't have a job here anymore.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, totally slipped her mind. And I guess she had too much on her plate. I don't know. But anyways, afterwards people were telling me, yeah, she does it all the time, and so whatever. And I was like, really? Okay, cool. And they replaced it with Japanese jiu-jitsu.
Gotcha.
Because, you know, apparently they came in and they did this great, like, flying, breaking boards.
Big demonstration.
Big demonstration, and said we should teach a program. And we just came in raw and just rolled her on the ground and went home. They just came in, rolled her on the ground, went home. He didn't do all that stuff. So that impressed them, and they decided to give them a chance, and then put our program on hold to see if this one works out because they needed a time slot. And what they were doing, which is common in martial arts, is they were using the York University space to send people to
Their actual academy.
academy.
Oh, smart business.
Right? Oh, there's a lot of business that goes on in martial arts. Like a real business.
Business. Business, yeah.
But yeah, that's what they did.
Okay.
They went out, and then so
you don't have an academy. You don't have like you don't have.
I have no place to train. No place to to do this thing, right? And so I thought, and I was like, hey, you know what? Maybe we can get a space someplace, and we can just roll, right? We can just train. And so, we started looking around for a space, and I was thinking in my mind, okay, yeah, I can get like maybe $750, $1,000 a month for some space, and we can just train and have the guys come and train, and people can pay a drop-in fee or whatever the case is, or that'd be pretty easy. That's pretty simple enough, right? Okay, cool. Let's do that.
Amazing.
So we started looking around at spaces.
So wait, you keep saying we. Who's the core crew
It's not
responsible?
we. It's more. Yeah, it's more. I like these guys. They want to train, right?
And so do you.
And so do I. But I feel like I didn't really let them down because they were the ones that canceled the program on the day that it was supposed to start. So, anyways, I felt like a responsibility to these guys. I don't know why I felt like that.
That's good things about your character. Yeah.
So I felt like, I got to find a place for these guys to train because, like, Carlos is really into it, right? Like, he's really like, this guy is. So anyways, so we started looking, just maybe we can find, like, like the back of a laundromat or something. You know what I mean? Like upstairs from a beauty salon, whatever the case is. And there were some spaces, I remember up at Young and Shepherd, guys asking, $1,500, what the? Hey, you get the hell out of here with that, right? And it's like, you're not going to get anything. Yeah, I'll watch you. I'll get something better. And I started looking around some more, and all of a sudden, the weirdest thing happened. As I was looking around and going home on the weekend and thinking about this thing and, thinking about how I'm going to design it, right? Like, what kind of mats am I going to use? Where am I going to get mats and what kind of mats I'm going to use? And it started to run away with me.
Oh.
The idea started to run away with me. And then it's like gears grinding, and every time they turn over, they dig deeper. And so next thing you know, we're up to 3,500 looking at spaces. And then I'm like thinking, wow, okay. There was a point where we were looking, we didn't know how much it cost. We started looking at spaces. We walked into the one space. I saw the picture of Carlos in this space, this beautiful space at Queen and Spadina.
Okay.
But it was like $12,000 a month. Right? Yeah. And so you're like, okay, we're getting carried away here. We can't do that. And so, we started to think, okay, what's reasonable? Right? What's a reasonable, and then at one point I was ready to just like, whatever, I'm done, I can't, because the spaces that were within our price range, and eventually our price range went up to like $4,000, were dumps. You know what I mean? Like they look like health hazards and stuff like that, right? And then I looked at this space, right? Yeah, so, and it was between this space and another space that was cheaper at Bathurst and Bloor. The guy was going to give us, it was a 3 months free rent.
And you're in K-Town. It's not bad. Like, why didn't you take that?
Yeah, it was right above. There's a new. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't made that. There's an herbal store. It's upstairs. Huge space, twice as big as this. Right? It had skylights and everything. The creative juices were flowing. It was a little bit over what we, you know what I mean? And it was like, yeah, this is awesome. And now I'm thinking about a gym. Right, I'd gone from just a scraggly space where we can put mats down and train, to I might as well do a gym and, people can pay to come in and whatever the case is, and we can cover the cost that way.
Yeah.
It was like the most naive, it's basically crazy idea. And so, and then this space was calling me, because I came to see it. He goes, oh, and I just like, okay, cool, you know what, let me just keep this on the burner, right? And hey, so you can come down and take another look if you want. I'm like, oh, they really want to give me this space bad. Like, what's wrong with it?
It was a bookstore, right? If I remember correctly.
It was a bookstore.
It was a bookstore, yeah.
The bookstore.
And they go, yeah, we can move you in next month. Because the bookstore was on a deal where they were just paying whatever they could. And as soon as they got a tenant, they had to leave. So I felt bad about that because when we finally did take the place, she said, okay, I can have them out by the weekend. And it's like, really? Right? But this is like November 1st, time was running, now I got to start paying or whatever. Actually, well, I didn't start paying, but the talk was they were giving us some, when you rent a space, they give you some free time. If you don't know that, you should ask for that, right?
That's money advice, right?
Right? Make sure you don't know that. You should tell them that how much months or whatever you're going to give me for free so you can do your work. And sometimes they do the work too. But anyways, she said, yeah, but I had to take it, right? And so they were running a business. And because they weren't on a fixed lease, they had to pack up quickly and get out. But anyways, the place at Bathurst and Bloor, so the guy was there, was like, okay, cool, 3 months for free. Let's see what we can do in 3 months. And then on the day of closing,
No.
he took away 2 months. Like he thought that, I must have been so desperate and so naive and like, oh, okay, I'll take it. And, so basically I was like, okay, no, and I walked away. And this place called, and this wasn't much money down, this place here. And so I said, okay, we'll try it here. And then, we had some people help us out financially, like family and stuff.
Right.
And we gave it a shot.